Good morning, hockey fans. This is Steven Heisler with HeisHockey.com, the Victorious Hockey Company, and the Junior Hockey Discussion Group on Facebook. You are watching the Junior Hockey Morning Show. It's Friday, February 17, 2023. Today we're talking about the 5 owners' dirtiest deeds of hockey. Would give you the scores from last night, but last night is still only going on. Yes, we are recording this show this morning, today, for tomorrow morning. One of the players calling in, I should know better than not to have the silent mode on before recording. But you know what? This is not my first rodeo. I just act like it. So, the 5 owners' dirtiest deeds of hockey. How many times have we heard about big money guys getting into junior hockey for the love of the game, only to discover that their mouths were much bigger than the wallet? We see it all the time. Egos. They want to buy a hockey team that looks good, feels good, and they get there and holy smokers, this is a little more than I bargained for. That problem has grown into becoming an epidemic within the structure of North America's junior system. Let's face it, big money guys don't go around bragging about it. One owner said it best. The only way to become a millionaire in junior hockey is to start out as a billionaire. I believe that. You don't do this to make money. You do this because you love the game and you can afford the tax write-off. Very few owners actually are in the black. The exception are the occasional owner, coaches, wife groups that do everything from selling tickets, coaching the team. It's a family business. Grandma's throwing out the Cokes in the concession stand. An uncle's pouring the beer. Those kind of programs might make money if they can draw fans. Maybe that works in Canada. Maybe that works in Montana. It's the exception and certainly not the rule. Let's get into our 5. Number 5. A team owner buys a retired Greyhound bus from the 80s and complains when it breaks down in the middle of a long road trip. That might have been funny in the months of the war, September, October, but things start to get dangerous in the colder months of winter. Hey, players, the distinct aroma of exhaust and diesel fuel are not a good sign. That's a very dangerous combination. Stop that bus and get off. That actually kind of happened. The heater broke middle of winter. Kids made it all the way across to their destination using only the driver's heater is always heating the bus. They survived. They didn't die. We got a lot of complaints, and the owner addressed it. Buses do break down. Things do happen. Unfortunately, Darcy Hogan was a good friend of mine with the Humboldt Broncos. That's a rare accident, when we lost him and a lot of the Bronco players, staff. But the buses are what they are. They're not something to be taken lightly. Maintenance on the bus should always be taken seriously. Drivers should be well trained and know what they're doing. Plenty of coffee in them. They're not trying to drive 20 hours straight. If a coach has to jump behind the wheel, make sure he knows how to drive. Let's get buses that make sense. Let's make sure that we're taking care of these kids and doing it the right way. Not cutting corners and doing this whole thing safely. It's ridiculous to hear when teams cut corners. Number 4, a team owner promises high-end amenities like hot water in the shower, stick tape, and even a real skate sharpener. Then delivers cold water and no tape, a broken self-service skate sharpener. Chill, boys. Yes, sometimes owners cut corners. Sometimes you don't always get what's promised. It happens. There's a way to get around that. Don't give anybody all the money ahead of time. I don't care what the contract says. Spread that sucker over 8 months, 7 months, 6 months. Make sure you get what you pay for or don't pay for it. Pretty simple concept. Teams don't like hearing that. They have a lot of upfront expenses. Dude, if you're living off the player fee to make the whole team work, you're probably in the wrong business. Number 3, a team owner's gorgeous 5-bedroom villa house turns out to have 2 bunk beds in each room, a single bathroom, wood floors, wood stove, and a 6-gallon hot water heater. Folks, whatever you do, do not eat the yellow snow around that house. That's not the way to do it. That's not a good villa situation. If you're cooking wieners on a hot dog, wieners on an open fire behind the house, that's not the ideal conditions for an elite hockey player. Number 2, is that 3? That was 3? Yeah. Number 2, yeah, we provide sticks, skates, and all the equipment. Turns out to be twigs from the dark ages of hockey, along with used worn-out skates and the equipment from the charity bin. The team owner also has the only hockey shop in town and has been known to finance equipment with ridiculous terms. Yeah, we're seeing some of that before, haven't we? We've seen a lot of promises turn into a bunch of poop. One team owner decided that he could not live up to standards set for his level of play and got out of the game altogether. Good riddance. Last but not least, the owner tosses jars of peanut butter and jelly, along with 4 loaves of bread, onto the bus and calls it a post-game meal. Boys, don't tolerate this. Don't let yourself get sucked into being abused. We're seeing it more and more every day. I heard a story yesterday about a team that has a club that's got 7 teams or more, charging $1,000 a month for living in a dorm, for food. That's not the idea. That wasn't the idea about junior hockey. These guys are making bank off you guys and your kids. Parents are letting them do it. You're sending those checks. That's ridiculous. These teams are clubs with multiple teams at 2 and 3 different levels. They're not doing that to develop players. They're doing that to make money to pay for their free-to-play team, allegedly. It's a lot of fat on that pig. Get leaner, get stronger. That's not the way to do it. A productive developmental opportunity is somewhere where the building has a lot of access to ice. There's one team there, not 11, 7, 3, 2. You're focused. Coach is focused on that one team. Operations are focused on that one team. Now, there are some exceptions to the rule. I love what Wenatchee does, but no one's getting abused in Wenatchee. Maybe that's only a Northeastern thing. Maybe that's only a Maine thing, a Boston thing, a New England thing. Apparently it is, because that's where 90% of the complaints come from. Non-sanctioned hockey. Someone's going to come along and put a really good name on that pig. The Eastern Hockey League's doing a good job. That crap in Ontario is just that. Poop on a stick. Tommy? So let's run down this. Things that you do not tolerate. Do not tolerate an undisciplined team. You do not tolerate a coach that lies to you. You do not tolerate unsafe travel. You don't pile into a 12-passenger van with 18 kids. You don't tolerate insufficient meals. You're supposed to be a world-class athlete. Act like it. Be respected. Don't let them disrespect you. Letting them do that's only showing disrespect for yourself. That's it for today. Good lesson. It's Friday, 5. I'll see you guys on Monday. I don't have any coffee. I got some British tea, courtesy of Sal Solo. It's a long story. I'll pass it on to you one day. But until Monday, we hope that you have a great weekend in hockey and enjoy your tea or your morning coffee.